Hey everybody, it's me, Laura Trevino with Creative Art by LT. I am going to start an epoxy tumbler, glitter tumbler actually. I did one for the friend a couple of years back, and she's asking me to make her friend one. So it's going to be white glitter with the lady with the muscles, ratchets, something like that, but the strong lady, and with the friend's name on it. So first things first, this is a 20-ounce tumbler. I'm going to sand it a little bit, just sand it, rough up the outsides just a little bit. Then I'll take it outside and I'm going to use some white Rust-Oleum paint, and I'll put a coating of that on there. And then I'll bring it back in, let it dry a little bit, and it's a little chilly out, so it might not dry so quickly. And then I'm going to put a little bit of epoxy, and I'm going to put some white fine glitter on there. And then from that, I'll do like not a tattoo, but the water slide of the design. So I have to print that out, and I'll show you along the way. But so first things first, let's go ahead and I'm going to sand this and spray paint it. So, okay, so the first thing you want to do is to rough up the surface. And I know I have this dot here. I'll take that off. To rough up the surface a little bit, not sand it like you know, go crazy, but you rough it up a little bit. I had this like a paste that I used to scrub it with water, and I really liked that, but I don't know what I did with it. It's been a while since I've done cups. I mean, it's been a while, but you know, it's okay. Just gonna a little bit, and I'm gonna go wash it, dry it, and then I'll go outside and spray paint. So I'm gonna try to set you up and see if I can show you all the parts. So take this off. Just the little, it's just a little sticker, a little blue sticker. If not, then I'm going to paint over it, but I think I can do it. It's coming, yeah. So it's just a real thin little sticker, see? See that? And this is just so the paint sticks. All right. Okay, so I went outside, took the spray, and I, you know, did it and twirled it. No drops, no drips, no drops, no drips. So I just need to let it dry thoroughly. I'm going to put it on my little rest. I've got to go get it though. I probably have one up here. And I do 3D print these, so I do have that. If anybody's interested, I do have those. And ta-da! Let me show you. It sits perfectly. See? So if I can get you back up. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm going to get a little bit of epoxy and a little bit of the, I've got to find my flat white, no sparkle, nothing, glitter. And I'll be using that, so be back. Okay guys, so I have it here on the table. This is what I'm using today. This is clear cast epoxy. It's an A and B part, equal parts. This is not the one that I usually use. I had to go and throw away all the ones that I had because they got yellow. It's been a couple of years since I've used them, and so I'm gonna order me some new, you know. But for right now, with 1 cup, doing 1 cup, this is all. And another thing is that this is the A part, and which is the it's not the hardener. I think the B part is a hardener. Let's see. It doesn't say which one's a hardener, but A and B. And see, this one's not yellow. My other one is like, it was real yellow. This is not. And this little part here only takes about 5 mLs. So I am going to make it a little bit more than that because I've got some molds that I want to do. So the gist is that I'm going to put it on I may get my heat gun out and heat it up a little bit. I'm thinking about it. Once I get it fully coated with a nice thin layer of the epoxy, then I'm going to just start with this is the glitter I'm using. It is Mr. Nola's glitter, West Bank Junior Pure White, Pearl Fine. It's pure white, and so it'll make the cup look really pretty. So let me go ahead and mix it up, and I'll just turn it back on in a minute. All right, so I put part A and part B. I put, I want to say it was about 15 mLs of each one. And then I'm going to stir it, and it gets cloudy, and then it will mix thoroughly, and it will kind of clear up again. Part B is definitely super thick compared to part A. And this is like, got like about a 25-minute work time, and then for it to be like just like kind of tacky where you can kind of do something with it, that's going to be about 4 hours. And then for full cure, it's usually 8, but it says, you know, up to 24. So it depends on the temperature, it depends on everything, where you are, where you're working. The only thing is that with this, I'm making bubbles, lots of bubbles, and so I'll need to either use my my torch, because I'm out of butane in my little lighter, to get the bubbles. But honestly, I don't have to do that, because this is going to get such a tiny little thin coat, and the glitter's going to be on top of it. It is not going to make a difference. It's getting clear again. I don't know if you can tell, but it is. You just need to make sure that you thoroughly mix it, and it is mixed because the color is back to clear. So I'm gonna let it sit for a second. When you let it sit, some of the bubbles will come up on their own. I'm not gonna worry really. I'm just gonna, because I am gonna use the rest of this though for some other molds. So I don't want to let it go too far. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little bit of it, and I'm gonna put on the top here. I'm gonna work, well, I don't even think you can't see the whole thing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see if I can get it to stand up. So I'm gonna put a little bit up here. Just a little bit. I can always add. I just don't want to put too much. And then I'm going to work it. And I'm going to work it down the sides. And then all the way down to the bottom. And if I need more, I can have more. It does go a long way though. Just have to kind of keep working it. And I'll fast forward through this so you don't have to watch me. It's going to take me 5 minutes or so. And of course it's on my gloves, so the more, you know, I just want to make sure I get a good even coat of this. I think I want more. So I'll just touch it. Okay. I have to take it off. Inside here I have like an old little football, a little sponge football. So I'm going to take it off once I get it all the glitter on, and then the glitter dries, and I'm going to add some clear coat onto it so that it doesn't move. But I think we're good here. All right, so then I'm going to start. I'm going to add some glitter, and then you'll be able to see that in action, and we'll go from there. No, I'm going to take the top off. Okay. All right, so then I hold it on its side. I do have some clean paper down so that the excess that falls off, I will, I'll pick it up. There's nothing going to be wrong with it. If it fell off, it didn't get adhered to the epoxy, so we're okay. But you just definitely want to make sure you don't forget the butt. That's the butt. You want to make sure that the butt is nice and covered. And I'm just going to go around doing this until I get what I think is enough coverage. I don't want to see any paint coming through. It should all be covered. And then that'll be a nice thick coat. And we'll be good. You know, see, I'm almost done here with this one, and then I'll see. And so, you know, you just have to make sure you get both ends thoroughly, because even though I'll probably sand some of this off at the top, I want it to definitely be on there. Yeah. Okay. I'll go one more time with a little bit more to get where it didn't get, you know, so it'll stick in there where it wasn't. And then I'm going to shake off the excess. Okay. I don't have my scissors with me. Usually I'll hit it with the scissors. And okay. It looks pretty good. All right. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to set it over here and let it dry. And then I'm going to pick up the remaining glitter and put it back in my container. And so I'll come back to you. Okay, guys. So after you let it dry, you put all the glitter on everything, you let it dry. I went outside and I took my scissors and I tapped this here to get rid of the excess, right? Because you got to get rid of that excess. And then I sprayed 2 to 3 times with this clear liquid. And so I'm gonna let that dry. It smells kind of poochy. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll take it off of this pole here, and I'm gonna put it on. Let me show you. I'll put it on my. I don't think this is the best setup I could have here, but for right now, I guess I'm gonna let it do. And then I'm gonna put it on this, and this will turn. It's a turner, and it's the Kraken, the mini rotisserie Kraken. I've had it for a couple of years. I've only used them a couple of times. I got 2 of them. So I'm gonna put it on here, and then I'll let it turn. And as it's turning, I will be putting some epoxy on it. Probably about 20 to 25 milliliters of epoxy. And that will get a nice generous coat. It's only the first coat. And then I'll let that dry 6 hours or so, maybe 4.5, just so it's not too tacky. And I'll put another one on to make sure to get a nice good coat on it. And then I'll put the water slide on and the last coat. So that's the plan. The weather keeps being nice, it'll work. So right now I'm gonna head to work, get back, and I'm gonna take care of this. So we're on to the next step, okay? So I've already sprayed this with the clear coat. 2 heavy, really pretty heavy things. And so I've got it on my turner. And this is not a speedy turner. It's okay. I like them though. They do good. So I'm going to put a coat. I made 40 mLs of this, and I used about 15 in something else. So I just need to get a light coat to get the glitter on. If it's not enough, I'm gonna do another coat in a couple hours anyway. So, you know, but I need to try and kind of spread it out so that it coats everything. If not, I'll just go real quick, make another batch. Doesn't take too long. And I'm just going to go through, and as it slowly turns, I'm going to coat this glitter. And I want to try to keep any foreign glitters off of here. I don't want any other colors because I want this to be really white. So I wouldn't use an old yellowing epoxy or anything like that. You know, it's got to be nice, clear, white. And usually, you know, because the glitter soaks up a lot, it's going to take quite a bit to get that first coat. And it's usually the first of many because it's not just one coat thing. I do need to get it smooth before I can put on the water slide, which I'm going to work on that today, print that out. But, you know, I've got to get that smooth, and then I've got to get this smooth, then get the water slide done. So right now, my thoughts are, let's get this coated and try not to drop too much off to the side like I'm doing right now. And I'm going to have to make some more. So this is self-leveling. So, you know, as long as my cup is pretty level, which I tried to make sure, I should have probably showed you how I put it on, and then, you know, get my level out and make sure it's as level as I can get it. I'm kind of coming to the end here, and I really need more. So I'm probably going to go make another 15 just to make sure. It's got almost all of it. It only takes a couple of seconds to make, so. Now, one good thing about this is I'm not worried about the bubbles. Not really. I'm gonna, you know, hit it with a torch anyway. But because it's the glitter phase, you're not gonna really see any of that. So this is pretty forgiving at this time. But I am gonna go make a real quick batch. And I'm gonna get it coated, and then I'll pick you up at the next stage, the next level. Okay, but just know I did not quite have enough. I mean, it coated, but I'd like it to have a little bit more. I really would. It's all coated. You can see that as it goes around. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little bit more. Okay, guys, so I totally forgot to set you up, and I was putting the water slides on. I've already done the bottom, and I can show you that in just a few minutes, but this has been waiting on me. I've done the bottom, and I've done the other side, so I'm just going to do her name. So I wanted you to see. I printed it on the water slide material, and then I let it dry a little bit, 15-20 minutes. Then I took it outside, and I took it outside. I'm just lining it up with the bottom here, so it's on the exact opposite side of the other one. That looks good. And so I sprayed it with 2 times clear gloss, like a lot. I sprayed a lot, not to where it was dripping, okay, but I did spray upwards, downwards, all kinds of ways. And right now I'm just wiping it gently because I need the water to come out from between there. And it's gonna take some time. I'm gonna let it dry. I want to do it the same in the middle, about the same distance from the top and the bottom. Okay. And so that's what I did. Then I cut really close to the black, not super close, but, you know, close enough to make sure I got this straight. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'd like to, I gotta flip this over so you can see it. Okay, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over. I'll turn it back maybe. Turn to the side. Okay, so here's the other side. And then the bottom, it's from the Ladies Business, and it says Elite Sport Team Karate, Team Pink, Fighting for a Cure. Okay, so that's that one. And then the name of the lady is Rosie. So I'm just gonna stop messing with it. Stop messing with it. I'm gonna let it dry. I think this is the one that's wet. More wet. And then I'll put another coat or two, depending. Right here, let me see. It needs, you can feel the bottom of the cup, okay? So I have to get this area here. Everything else is very smooth. I mean, it's really smooth. So one more coat for everything else. And then here I need to sand it and bring it down just a little bit because it's on the top. So that'll be a cleanup. So I'm hoping to get this done. This is going to be done and ready to go in the next couple of days. We're supposed to get bad weather here, so you know, it'd be good if I could get it done. And so there's going to be another couple of hours before I do anything else, and hopefully I won't forget. I'll bring you back. So this is the water slide part, just to make sure. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead. I mixed up the epoxy. I'm out of the little measuring cup, so I don't even know how much that is, but it's a lot more than I need. This area here, and I need to concentrate on this up here. I also am going to have to use the flame to get rid of bubbles, because now I don't want any bubbles for sure. Hopefully my water slides have stuck nicely so I don't have to deal with that. Okay, let's get started. Just have to make sure that your water slides stuck well. I used to have a liquid that I used to put on them to kind of seal them on there, but I don't know where I did with it. It's been a while since I've done cups, so. I kind of want to flood it because I want this end down here to get covered. Gloves coming off. I'm hoping it's going to come out, you know, well, and I don't have to sand too much. And it would be great if this is the last cover, the last coat, you know. I don't want to put too many coats on. I mean, if everything is smooth, no buckles on this water slide, that'll be good. Then it'll all be covered under there. Feel something right here. Right there too. Ugh. Let me go down this other way. Hopefully this is going to level out and it's going to be just fine. So after I'm done, I'll probably hit it with a torch, and then I will let it go spin for a while, and then I'll come back and hit it again, like 10 minutes between, just so I can you know, get all the bubbles. Because if there's bubbles, I'm gonna have to sand, and then I'm gonna have to fill, and it's gonna just kind of be not good. It'll be definitely more than another day or two. Okay. I'm gonna just do one last, leave it on here. All right, so let me get the torch. I'm out of butane in the little one, so it's gonna be this one. As long as you move it a lot, you're good. Just don't leave it in one place for long. All right, so I'm gonna wait 10 minutes and then I'm gonna come back. So guys, I went on without you, but let me stop and go back over it, okay? So this cup was ready, it was done. I took it off, I sanded it real well, sanded the top. I took my X-Acto blade and I went around the top here to get the excess off, to make a nice smooth lip right here, right? Making sure it's smooth. Then I took the sandpaper and I sanded it all around here, made sure everything's okay. No bumps, no big bumps, nothing like that. And then I went and washed it. Then I've brought it back and we're going to do, hopefully, fingers crossed, the last layer of epoxy. That's the hope. So I'm gonna mix up the epoxy and I'll bring you back just to talk to you a little bit about the cup and everything, and then that'll be it. So we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be another 8 hours before I see if all this covered and that this is okay and that there's no bubbles. So I'll bring you back. Okay, well, it's cold here, and I mean, and there's quite a bit of bubbles, so I'll have to take time afterwards and make sure that I check it, because we don't want any more bubbles than we don't want any bubbles. I'm going to do this, and then in 10 minutes I'm going to come back and do it again. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days. The last time I put the last coat that I thought was the last coat, it was really cold, and so the epoxy was thick, and it ended up that it just kind of made some bumps and ridges. So I took it off and I kind of sanded it through. I need to work on the top here. I need to clean this out. And it's got, I don't know if you can see them, but like some little dips and valleys. So I'm just gonna sand it a little bit, then I'm gonna go wash it with the Dawn soap and dry it with a lint-free towel, and then I will probably spritz it with some alcohol, rub it with alcohol, make sure I don't have anything on it. And then I'm gonna make sure that the epoxy is warm, and I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna pray, hope, and keep my fingers crossed that this is the last time. Because if you look, it's gonna start to get like thick here. And so I'm trying to sand it a little bit. But I don't want to sand too close to this because this was already covered. So that was it. All right. So I'll keep you posted. That's what I'm gonna work on right now. Okay. So I gotta finish this right here. You can see, I don't know, I'm trying to put it at an angle, but I'm gonna work on it. All right, guys, so again, I forgot, but I just put a new coat on, and then I went through really with a little lighter, and I went over it really well, trying to make sure there's no bubbles. The last time it wasn't bubbles, it was that the epoxy was cold, and so it didn't evenly disperse, and it had like bumps, especially down here. This is a very slow moving, so I guess it just didn't have time. I have the heater on in here. I'm hopefully gonna get enough, heat that it's gonna move it so that it will be evenly dispersed on the cup. That's my prayer. So we got like 6 hours before I can look at it and see what's gonna go on, and then I'll get back with you. I'm just hoping this is it. I'll clean off the top, take the spray paint off the edge on the top, and then we'll be done. My fingers are crossed. Well, guys, it's done. And it is really smooth. Everything looks good. So I'm gonna take it off. I do need to clean up here because the resin, the last of it went through, but everything feels really good. Do this little light little sanding right here and clean it up. And that's gonna be it. I hope that if you're starting this was some help. Thanks for watching.